was gonna just do a bunch of tweets and I said, you know what, I'll just come back on here. I have my AirPods on. I'm doing laundry at like 3 in the morning. Now going on 4 in the morning. I got my, just so you guys know I'm not bullshitting, I got my board on the floor. Had to wipe it down with some Lysol. And I just heard the signal downstairs. Another load of laundry is done. People have been going through a lot, including myself. Here's my laptop, so you guys know I'm not BSing you. Gonna talk about a couple things here. I actually have my vision board file up, so you guys know I wasn't BSing. Yep, I still have my vision board up. It's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to talk about a couple things. So as you guys know, we're in Mercury retrograde right now. We had a new moon yesterday night, and my body is still super sensitive, and I think that I'm being called to go back on my vegan cleanse. I actually just got an email from YouTube yesterday about my year in review. My stats look really, really good. My stats look really good. So thank you guys again for all the support. I know people are, like I said, busy with their own lives. People have a lot going on, including myself. And we got to finish the year strong, guys. You know, that's what I'm feeling right now. It's like we got to finish the year strong. But I will say one thing, though. I did go live recently, and I've been noticing the same thing with other channels where it's like they're not showing, like when I press end, they're not really showing like the viewership that was in the room. And then I'll see like 11 likes, 15 likes, whatever. And the video will not even have up-to-date stats. And I've been seeing the same thing with other channels. So I don't know if they're changing the algorithm. I don't know what the hell YouTube is up to. I don't know what they got going on. I got some yogi tea, and it says, this is the coolest thing. It says, I wasn't even planning to show this. It says, trust is the question, love is the solution. Trust is the question, love is the solution, which I thought was really powerful. That is pretty powerful. So I feel like I'm being able to like go back on my vegan cleanse, and I don't know how the hell it's gonna happen, guys. I feel like for my menstrual, because like I am on birth control. I know people have controversy over birth control, whatever. It works for me. I wish I took birth control earlier in my life. I know people, you know, have all these, you know, stats and stuff against it and whatever. Like, you know, it works for some people. It doesn't work for other people. And, you know, luckily for me, it works. And I wanted to test it out. I'm not even BSing. I actually wanted to test out if certain side effects in my body were because of the birth control. And after the fact, once I stopped for a little bit, it was like my body, basically my body like reset back to the discomfort that I would have like on my menstrual. Like it was not even as close as bad as it used to be like years ago, but the bloating came back, all the negative symptoms. So for me, being on birth control, I lose weight quicker, I have higher energy, I don't have acne. I know it sounds crazy, guys, because like some people are totally against birth control and others are indifferent. You see what I'm saying? And so like for my body, like birth control and me are like best friends. Like when I'm on birth control, like my body just feels better. And since I've been having my pills, and I was testing out as like a little experiment. I was testing it out. And now that I'm back on it, it's like my body is like back to normal, which is like really messed up. So I don't know, for me, it's like a lifesaver. I know that may sound crazy, but yeah, like, and when I did my last vegan cleanse, I was on birth control too, and I dropped 7+ pounds. and I had high energy. So I don't know. People that are against birth control or don't like it or it doesn't work for them, I can't help you. Like with me, birth control and me are like best buddies. And I regret actually stopping it, and I'm trying to go, get back on it. And since I've been back on it, it's like I bought some oh, I could show you guys. I got some foot detox pads in the mail. This is ginger with spearmint. I'm like back on my health kick again, like hardcore. And that's, since I've been able to get back more control of my body, you know what I'm saying? And so now I feel like I need to, I mean, am I going to be able to go grocery shopping almost every 3 days and find the right fruits and find the right vegetables? I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try. You see what I'm saying? I'm willing to, I think at this point, like with the retrograde and everything else, like the energy makes a lot of people feel like they're out of control. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't want to feel out of control. I want to feel in control. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel strong. I want to feel healthy. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like I am tempted to, um, like, no meat, no meat. I mean, obviously it's easier said than done because, if you work late or, I mean, I showed you guys earlier my whiteboard, and I need to find a marker. I haven't found a marker yet. Only reason why I don't have stuff on is because I can't find a marker. And the way I feel is like, I already know that 2024 is about to be crazy. Like, I already know that. So maybe by, cutting out the middleman, so to speak, and just doing fruit and veg and like noodles and just trying to like be as light as possible with like my eating habit, I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's going to be less stress than meal prepping, because what I was going to do on the real, what I was going to do was buy a bag of salmon, skinless salmon, rice, broccoli, and I was going to actually meal prep. I was going to meal prep tomorrow, try to meal prep tomorrow. And in the back of my head, I'm just like after having, so I have a detox patch on my stomach, I have a detox thing on my foot, and I have my detox tea. And I'm back on my BC. So I feel like my body is like kind of like regulating itself back to where I'm used to it being. So now I'm just like, okay, maybe I need to just kind of go all the way. Maybe I need to go all the way. And I'm not talking about coffee and nothing small. I'm not talking about like drinks, like, because if I have to have creamer, if I got to put creamer in my coffee on a one-off, that's not the same thing. I'm talking about like chewing, you know what I'm saying? Like meat, protein, like that's what I'm talking about. So I've done it before this year. I think I did it twice this year already. And now that I feel more organized, and I feel like I am planning already what to do with the channel and what I'm going to be doing with uploading and stuff like that from now. Um, and I have a lot of things on my schedule for next year already, so I'm pretty uh overwhelmed. I honestly, if I said I wasn't overwhelmed and I wasn't exhausted, I'd be lying. I'd be flat out lying. Um, but what I've realized is that life will try to beat your ass. Life will try to kick you down. And if you don't kind of sometimes kick back and fight back and, stand in your power, you get fucked. That's to put it nicely. And so, like I said in my video earlier, it's like, am I gonna go through the pain now, or am I gonna go through the pain later? You know what I'm saying? And and it sounds bad, but it's true. It's like, I feel like I'm choosing to go through the pain now. You know what I'm saying? So that later I don't have to go through this. I have my treadmill in the office next door. My bedroom is not small by any means. My bedroom's not small, moving again next year. Um, but I'm very tempted to bring my treadmill in my room, which is extreme. Yes, it seems extreme to me, but I'm like, well, I've spent over 500 bucks on this piece of equipment that I haven't used as nearly as much as I feel like I should use it. And it's sitting there, you know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm up, this is why I'm still up, because I'm so, guys, I want you to understand, like, I'm so convicted. Like, I know that next year is going to be intense. Like, I'm not mincing words. Like, and if people thought that this year was hard and this year was a lot, wait until next year. So because I have that insight and because I have that download, because I know that next year is going to be hard, I'm trying to deal with the pain, and then soon after I have my Saturn return, which I haven't done as nearly as much research into that. And that's, near when you 30, right? The 30 mark, 30, 32. So once I'm approaching my Saturn return, I want to be ready. You see what I'm saying? So I know it may sound like I'm overthinking. I'm really not. It's just maybe that was how I'm kind of thinking it out loud. Like maybe that's how I had so much. Oh my God, with my AirPods in, I'm almost like screaming. Sorry, guys. I have my AirPods in. They're not on. Bruh, these are too expensive to drop. One second. I have my AirPod in, and the noise cancellation is so good that I took out the AirPod. I'm like, am I yelling or something? But no, let me just get my phone stand because I'm kind of tired. Let me get my phone stand, guys. One sec. So, a part of being an adult, guys, a part of being an adult, a smart adult, a part of being a smart adult is planning for the future. You see what I'm saying? Planning for the future and getting your ducks in a row and doing things that are gonna, you know, ease the pain, ease the tension, ease the stress. Now it's 4 o'clock. It just turned 4 o'clock on the dot. And so it sounds funny, but it's not. It's like this whole year, while people around the world were saying how this year was the worst year of their life, I have had years that were way worse than this. This year was not in the bad category. Thankfully, to my ability and the universe helping me, like this year was not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this year for me was not in the bad category, and that is a miracle because that is a miracle. And so because this year was good, was successful, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, what are the chances? You know what I'm saying? What are the chances of having a good year and another good year? A lot of times it's normally one or the other. It's normally 50-50 chance that you're going to have another good year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, if this year was good, okay, probability, right? Probability says next year's going to be probably bad or probably difficult or challenging, more challenging, right? That's what common sense would say. So I think my survival brain is kind of like kicking in. If that probably sounds really, really bad, but I feel like my survival brain is kicking in and is like telling me that, okay, don't get comfortable. Don't expect next year to just hand you roses and Skittles and daffodils. Next year could probably kick your ass. And that's what I feel in my gut as I'm, approaching my late 20s. I feel like my gut is telling me, okay, there could be a lot you have to do. You know what I'm saying? I have big boobs. Now, this is not, I'm just being honest. I have big boobs. And in my head, I'm like, bro, what if I get a breast reduction? I'm just putting this out here. Like, what if I go to the doctor and I decide to get a breast reduction, or even more severe? What if I say I want to get not lipo, but I'm putting it out here because listen, life is short. You see what I'm saying? And in my head, I'm like, well, I can work out, I can be healthy, I could do all the things that I'm supposed to do. But medically, right? Medically, if my doctor signs off on X, Y, and Z, well, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And proudly, because you don't want to get, up in age, like, and then you're not able to do things that you need to do. Kids or not, if you have kids, obviously you're forced to have to be extra mobile. But I don't, having children, I think having children in the far future is not going to depend on me. I think it's going to depend upon my partner, the kind of partner that I have. I think based upon the partner I have will determine if I even believe in having children in a world like this. And as it stands, it's a hard no. I would have to be in a very, very good position. I would have to have a very, very good partner to biologically create a child. Like, that doesn't even ring a bell in my head. And like today, like yesterday, no, yesterday, now it's yesterday, I was so exhausted. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. You see what I'm saying? And I still had to go to this big meeting. I still had to work. I still had to cook. I still had to clean. And I have no kids. I got three fur babies, what I'm saying, who I love dearly. And when I come in the room, they light up and they're like my kids in a way, which sounds kind of, I know people don't like to hear that, but they're like babies. When you have pets, they are like babies. They can't speak for themselves. They can't eat for themselves. And so when I come in the room, they're so happy. And so that's enough for me. What I'm saying? Forget having a human child. I have three fur babies, what I'm saying, that I still need the same amount of love and money and care. For God's sake, my own pets have insurance. You know, who would have thought that there's a thing called pet insurance? They're just like fucking kids. So, pets have insurance. Insurance, guys. So my pets have pet insurance and they're like kids. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, that base is covered, that base is covered. And I just think, like, moving forward in my life, it's just more so about um me, what I'm saying, like getting my health right, getting my sleep schedule right, getting my career in order, getting this whole housing situation in order, what I'm saying, like figuring out, what I want to, what I'm going to be doing long term before I can work for myself, which is the ultimate goal, of course, is to work for myself. But until then, I have to invest in skill sets and do things to get myself to be the most stable I could possibly be in an ever-changing economy, in an ever-changing world, in an ever-changing climate, which is basically impossible. So I don't know, as soon as I got my stuff in the mail, all my detox stuff, I automatically felt better. And maybe somebody needs to hear that. What I'm saying? Maybe you're somebody where you've been having a lot of soda and caffeine and meats and sushi and all types of stuff. Detox your body, because listen, what you put in your body will respond to. And if you don't put nothing that's to do with detox or nothing like that, or cleansing, or you know moisturizing or hydrating in your body, well, guess what? Your body's not going to have any of those things. You see what I'm saying? So it's an effort. Like, it was an effort. Of course it was. It was an effort for me to go downstairs, put the kettle on at 3 o'clock in the morning. All this shit is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And, guys, it's a lot. So yeah. So I just felt like I was gonna tweet about it, and I said, no, I'll just come and make a video, because making a video is easier. And other people out here that, want to get healthier, they want to detox or whatever, if a new year's coming up, maybe this is a good topic for some people. You see what I'm saying? And so I did it before. I would have tomato soup and watermelon's a big thing. Like, when I would do my cleanse, as long as I have watermelon and lemon and sometimes some oranges, I'm normally good. You know what I'm saying? And I just bought this fridge. my own bedroom fridge that's been helping me stay hydrated. You know, I put a lot of water, a water bottle, alkaline water in there, and I've been drinking like a fish, and that's really helped me a lot because to, you know, to go out and buy it, or to go downstairs, or even go to the fridge and try to, you know, pump yourself some ice and water at the crack of dawn, it's not convenient. You see what I'm saying? So no matter where I go, I will bring this fridge with me, because this fridge, I can put whatever I want in there. I could put a chocolate bar, I could put water, I could put granola, I could put anything I want in there. You see what I'm saying? So now that I have that, I'm thinking to myself, well, it's gonna be probably very pricey, hopefully not. But the same money that I would spend on takeout or anything else, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe I could just kind of spread it out, you know what I'm saying, and put it towards a basket of fruits, or a bag of fruit, and just eat off of that. And once that bag of fruit is done, buy another bag. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking of doing, guys. I don't know. And I think that this week is very hectic for me, so I don't know what day I'm gonna start, but once I get back on it, I'm probably gonna record myself and like do little check-ins with you guys, because last time I did that and it worked out really well, and I lost over 7 pounds. And ever since, you guys can tell my skin's been pretty clear. I had dark circles, right? A little dark circle. I'm tired. I didn't put no cream on, nothing. But for the longest while, I've not had any acne, like, at all. And my skin, without any foundation, most days can look really, really, you know, peachy keen, and I look great. So without makeup most of the time. So because I don't, you know, I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of greasy food, period. So that also does help. You know, if you don't have a lot of greasy foods, like touchy finger food, and then you touch your face, that's how you get acne. So that's kind of like a little tip there. So I try to wash my hands a lot. You see what I'm saying? Drink a lot of water. And so that's what I'm gonna do, guys. So I'm gonna probably, it's late, I want to get off here now because I'm tired again. But most likely I'm gonna try to vlog it and update you guys if there's new recipes or things that I find out, because there's like this fruit bowl thing that I've been seeing it for a while, and there's actually a spot that does it. It's like all vegan, and I want to try it out. And if I try it with them and I kind of get like the taste of the recipe, I'll just make my own. You know what I'm saying? If I know how to make it, I don't have to keep buying it outside my, you know, I'll just make it myself. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So it shouldn't be too hard. Even though, you know, for breakfast and stuff like that, and dinner, I tend to have protein, because protein fills you up pretty quick, you know, and it's lean. If you're having protein that's not as fatty, it is kind of lean, you know, it's not bad for you. It's not entirely bad for you, but if you want to do a whole cleanse, then it's best to not touch the meat, because it's going to kind of interfere with your body and your metabolism. It's going to mess things up. You see what I'm saying? So that is what I'm planning to do. I don't know what day I'm going to start, but I think I have that switch, you know, I think I have a switch within me again to go full throttle, and it's not going to be easy. And then of course, if I bring in my treadmill into my actual bedroom, which I've never done, then I have a gym right here, which I'm probably gonna put next to my fridge. So I really have like a gym corner in my room, and we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because before my Saturn return comes up in a couple years, I want to be able to feel prepared, you know, because I've heard that when you are approaching your Saturn return, a lot of shit gets funky. That's what I heard, you know what I'm saying? Like things get real. And so before my Saturn return, I don't want to be all out of loop, all out of whack, you know. I already feel the pressure from now. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a good time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a good time to just commit myself before then, and, you know, drop. I don't even want to drop any weight. I'm not vain like that, but I'm saying that's what comes with it. You know, you're lighter. I love my body. I love my body, but I'm saying when you detox, you're gonna lose something. You're gonna either lose water weight or fat as well. You're gonna lose something. So in my head, I'm saying, okay, well, if I lose 60 pounds plus from before my Saturn return, that problem's out the way. You know, that's out the way. Okay, what else is there? I don't, besides career, besides working on my career, what else is there to improve upon? Nothing at that point. I'm not being cocky, but at that point, there's nothing to change. Like, except having a higher income. Of course, everybody wants a higher income, right? And that's about it. You know, my personal relationships are dandy, and always expanding, you know, always getting better, and I'm content. You know, I've been content. You know, I've been content for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I've achieved a lot of things in my life by a certain age that maybe to the, you know, I don't put on a megaphone, but a lot of things I've achieved in my life by a certain age I never thought I would ever do. You see what I'm saying? Graduated college, hit over 1 million views on YouTube. Um, you know, cars. Thought I'd never own certain nice cars, like purses. Like, so, like, what else do I need? You know what I'm saying? Like, besides, you know, having more property, having a higher income, being even healthier, I'm being honest. Like, I'm looking at myself like, what do I really need? I don't want for nothing. I don't lust for anything. I just live. I just live day by day. And that's how I feel. I feel like there's not really much that I want. Like, I just want to have a nice, clean, peaceful, quiet life, you know, with good company and good food. And that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot, as maybe, I don't want to sound too blase, but, you know, as you get older in life, or as you get wiser, as I like to say, as you get wiser, you know what matters and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And like authenticity, I think, is like way up there. Like having an authentic life, I think, is way up there in terms of happiness level. And I've already superseded that. You know, I can't be more authentic if I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very honest, sometimes too honest. So for me, it's like there's really nothing that I wish I could do or wish I did. Like, I don't have that feeling anymore. I think when I was much younger, you have these lofty ideas. And hey, if some of those lofty ideas come true, great. If they don't, I really don't care. Maybe that's just because of the age I'm approaching, and the age I've turned or whatever. I'm still in my 20s. I know I may sound like I'm 40, but like, that's how I really feel, guys. I really feel like there's really not much that I I crave in life. I've been in love before. I've been in love more than once in my life. You know, I've had a great love life. Not gonna say what I wanted to say, but that, you know, radar for YouTube. But, you know, there's so like I've already done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. Like, I've already done a lot of things that, like, I just thought, like, as a little girl, I'm sure I never thought I would ever do. You know what I'm saying? Like, places like I've traveled to. So it's like, I already done it. You know, I've already done it. All I want is peace. All I want is good health and peace, really. Like, you know, some people, they burn themselves out. They get depressed, they get sad, they get um in a rat race, you know. They're like a chicken with no head. You heard that term? A chicken with no head, because they want a lot of material stuff, you know. They want to impress other people, but that's just more bills. You know what I'm saying? If I had my car right now and went and got an even nicer car, that's just more money that I have to spend. That doesn't make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm content. I'm genuinely content. Now, if I had the cash to get a different car, I probably still wouldn't change it at this point in time, because the maintenance, you know, the oil checkups, and I drive. Where I live is everything is like, you gotta drive. You know, you gotta, if you don't have a car in this state, you're gonna suffer. So I drive a lot. So no, I just think that, like, this may sound kind of weird, but I feel like, I'm just going to speak from the heart. I feel like I would enjoy being older. If that makes any sense. Like, some people don't want to get old. Some people don't like the idea of like being old, but I cannot wait for that day, genuinely. Because all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the life experience I can pass to younger people when I get to that age, if I'm meant to get to that age, um, in this lifetime, I just be so happy, you know what I'm saying, to just relax and sit down and listen to the river, you know, listen to music. Like, that is a great life. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm an old soul. I don't know. Like, I was listening to a reading one day, and I was looking into like a romantic partner at the time I was with, and they were talking about, oh, you guys are both old soul. I'm like, what does an old soul even mean? You know, what does an old soul even mean? I don't know, maybe I'm an old soul, I don't know. But like, yeah, you know, being young, like it is what it is, but it's complicated. When you're young, there's so much you're figuring out, there's so much you don't know about life. It's not very fun. But I feel like being an elder, being older, you know, just seems better, because at least you know more, you know what I'm saying? At least you begin to slim down and see what actually matters in life. And I would think you'd be more at peace, right? You'd have more stability, you would hope, right? Um, you know, like, times are expensive, but I would hope that when it's my time to retire, that I've done what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm not trying to upgrade a bunch of things, you know what I'm saying, I just have somewhere to live. What else do you need? You know, like, what else do you really need? Like, that's where I'm at, guys. This has been a great chat with you all, but yeah, that's where I'm at. It's like, I can't wait to be an elder one day, because I feel like my soul would match it better. Like, I'm like an old soul in a young body. That's how I feel a lot of times. Like, I'm not my age, if that makes any sense. Like, I do believe in reincarnation. I do believe in incarnation. I know I've lived other lives. I know I've lived lives. Um, I know I lived a life as a man before, and not to creep anybody out, but I can vividly remember living a life where I was a man in a previous life, and I had kids, and I was married, and you know, that was that, you know what I'm saying? So I know what it is to like have children. You know, I know what it is to like be married. I know what that feels like. And some people can recall previous lives too, you know. Maybe a couple of you guys watching, you guys can recall your own previous life, or previous lives, plural. And some can't, you know, some don't believe in it, some don't have that experience. I do. So I know what it is to feel at one, you know, with a child, or like, I know what that feels like. So I guess in this life, I don't crave it because I already lived it. Does that make any sense? Like, I already know what it is to be a parent. I already know what it is to have a spouse that you have to take care of. Like, I already know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of love, but it's very stressful. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like, my south node is Libra, and my north node is no, sorry, my south node is Aries, my north node is Libra. So I know, like, looking at my chart, like, it just matches what I feel, what I know. So like, in this life, I'm just naturally very independent. I'm naturally very single-minded, if that makes any sense. And not in a selfish way. It's just, I think in this lifetime, I'm just more meant to just kind of like chill, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because the times we're living in, and people that surround you in your life, like they look at it as, you know, you're not doing enough, or why you're not this or why you're not that. But it's like, I don't feel the need to explain everything, you know what I'm saying, like in that way, because I wouldn't even have enough time. But it's just like, it's like a soul thing. It's a soul thing. So for me, I'm like, in this life, I don't see myself wanting to stress out. I don't see myself, like, in this lifetime right here, I don't see myself taking on a very hard job. I don't see myself wanting to have a bunch of kids, like a whole village of kids. I don't see that happening for me. If I was to have kids, I feel like it would be my partner, like the person that I pick to do life with. If it just feels right, I feel like their influence and their desire to have children is why I would have children, because it's not my desire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not my desire. It'd be my partner's desire. And because of my partner's desire, I would follow, but it's not because I want it necessarily. And then if I, you know, meet a life partner where they don't even want kids, and then I don't want kids, even better. But you know, we'll see if I get that lucky. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if I get that lucky. So yeah, it's kind of just like a full circle thing. You know what I'm saying? Like your health, your finances, it's all tied together. Like in a sick way, guys, it's all tied together, and it all kind of makes out to what you want out of life. And like what I'm realizing is you have to choose. I'm a Libra moon, so I don't like to choose. I don't really like to have to choose anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to feel pressure to have to make a decision. But there's just some things in life that you have to like petty things, like you have to choose sometimes, and it's not what I enjoy. I'll just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So this time next year, you know, I have a vision of what I want, or what I would have liked to have done for myself. And I can only hope that with all the positive energy in the world that is directed my way, I can only hope that it happens, you know, because I'm not just trying, but I'm doing, you know. I'm not just trying, I'm doing. Like I've been actively, and maybe that's why I'm happy, because I feel like this year I've just actively done things that were hard, that were challenging, you know, like I really have. And I've stretched my skill set to the point where I'm genuinely impressed by myself. And obviously to the world, you have to keep doing more and more and more. But on a personal level, I'm very content. I'm genuinely very content. And I'm happy that I don't crave anything that I feels unrealistic. I don't feel like I crave or want anything in my life that I'm sweating bullets for. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm just kind of at this point where um I want to rest more. I want to be even healthier. I love to travel, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to um look back at every year and know that I've learned something new. That's kind of like what I'm shooting for. It's not so much about what I attain or like what I can get. It's more so of, okay, well, like, are you happy with it? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to ask yourself sometimes, are you happy with what you've done or what you are doing? Or, you know, that's what's important. Because you know, guys, if you're spinning your wheels in a direction that is for outside approval, or is not genuine, or is just draining, downright draining, you're not gonna, when you look back, you're not gonna have any happy memories. You know, you're not gonna have nothing to smile about. And that's not good. And I don't want to do that, you know. I want to be able to, when I have time of silence to myself, to just sit. Like I was doing laundry downstairs earlier, and I literally just sat in the chair and was just, and had nothing to say. I just sat there, and I felt such a peace. And even if I use the word healing, I just felt such a healing and peace at just sitting in a chair. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, in this modern world, this modern times we're living in, people don't even do that anymore. You know, they're not connected to source being. They're not connected to just stillness. They don't even have because their anxiety, their worries, their stressors are so high. Their desire levels so high that they're like a rat on a wheel, you know? And that's where the damnation happens, is when you're just a rat on a wheel. And so I feel like I'm still trying to participate in this 3D world, even though I'm not interested in it. You know, I still try to participate in career stuff and job stuff and all this different stuff, you know, about the future. You know, I try to keep myself up to date and do this and do that, but that is not what matters to me. You know, at the end of the day, that is not what life is about. It's not to me. And I realized that, you know, and I think the luckiest people on the planet are people that I feel they make a living, yes, but they do things they love. Like it doesn't become a job. It's what they have invested their life into, you know. And sadly that only normally comes to, like, you know, musicians and artists, which I think is weird, you know, because I think that that feeling should be shared amongst different professions and different jobs in life, but not everybody gets so lucky. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be content with what you have. You got to have gratitude for what you have, because it could always be worse. You know, it could always be worse. And I think that was a thought that kind of crossed my mind, is like, you know, it could always be worse, and not like in a humdrum way, but it's just a fact. Like, it could always be worse, you know? And when you understand that, you are in full gratitude, because you're like, okay, well, yes, this could be worse. You know, it could be a lot worse. And, you know, I'm actively choosing to be grateful and to not look at what isn't there or was or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a very simple person to please. I don't feel like I'm a hard person to please. I don't feel like I'm a person that, like I said, I don't feel like I really want for anything sometimes, except just, like I said, you know, a nice hot meal, or a nice salad. I had a salad 2 days ago. It was delicious. Avocado lime was delicious. And you know, and just trying to live. But I think that what I'm really impressed with myself about is how present I am. I'm really getting back, guys, and this kind of ties into the vegan thing too. I feel like I'm really getting more tied into the present, the now. And maybe somebody needs to hear this, because, you know, you've been spinning your wheels, you know, you've been burning yourself out, you've been beating deadlines, you've been practicing for exams, whatever you guys are doing, you know, you're raising kids. Raising kids is very hard. And maybe you don't really have much time for yourself. And so I hope that this, you know, what my words I'm saying to you is giving you some time to think, you know, some food for thought, that, you know, maybe it's time to be in the present. Because once I've grasped that concept again, my peace, the peace that I feel in my heart is so clear. You know, I think there was a couple days ago when I went on Twitter and I was saying that I've never felt this calm in my life. Like I don't even know. I can't even recall when I felt that calm. Well, I can recall a specific moment when it was, I think, my sophomore year in college, and that's when I was doing a cleanse as well. And I did a cleanse then too, and I was taking classes, and that was a similar feeling. It was a 444. It was a similar feeling. And when I could find those pockets, when I could find those pockets of peace, like ultimate Zen peace, I really tried to almost like timestamp it in my mind, because life can be so stressful. Life can be so exhausting, guys. Life can be so hard. Life can be so unfair, you know? And you gotta have, that's what I'm saying, guys. You gotta have those memories. You gotta have those pockets of techniques or things that you do that can ground you, because when life gets very busy, it's hard to find your footing. You know, like I said, if you have a big family, you got a hard job, or you got multiple jobs, which I've done before. You know, you got a lot of things going on. You got to honor yourself. You gotta honor yourself and say, okay, what do I need? My being need. What do I need right now? And what I needed was just to be in stillness, you know, and instead of fighting my exhaustion, instead of fighting the now, I just accept it. Now I'm like trying to just accept it. And once I accepted it, I was in, that's probably the word I'm looking for, is I was in a complete zen. I was zened out, and I felt it in my heart all over, and I was so at peace. I was, and I had to tweet it. I had to tweet, and I was like, I have never felt this calm in a long time. And not that there's something going on in my life, because there's 1,000 things going on in my life, but it was just like something I either, maybe I meditated. I think I was able to meditate for like 10 minutes or so, but it was just something that I think I was just paying attention more to my breath. And I think I was paying more attention to like my body. And then once I did that, it kind of like overtook the moment, you know, and I felt very healthy. I felt really healthy. So, you know, you can achieve that too. All you guys watching me right now, thank you. I love you guys so much. You can achieve the same thing. But you enter that zen, you enter it by releasing all the distractions, all the noise, because the world is so noisy, the world is so demanding, and you have to push it away. I repeat, I was not in that state because I had nothing to do. No, I had thousands of things to do. Oh, of course. But I purposely created that moment for myself. And I felt the energy in my heart center, and it overtook my whole body. And it was like I didn't have a care in the world, which was, like I said, I haven't experienced that probably since sophomore year in college. So that probably was like maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And ever since then, when I do have these pockets of space to kind of just like calm myself down, I really establish that for myself, because the whole other rest of the day is, you know, for work and for my fur babies and for working out and for cleaning and for organizing and for, you know, I gotta check the mail and I gotta do this and I gotta do that, you know, and it gets like overwhelming. So you have to sometimes you have to force it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes even at work, you just have to breathe in and breathe out and shut out the noise of what you're hearing, because anybody that don't know what's going on in your head and your heart can pull you in 1,000 directions, and they won't even care, because they just want to get to their end, their bottom dollar, you know what I'm saying? But you have to honor yourself enough to say, you know what, I'm feeling tired, or you know what, I don't want to talk as much today, you know, like I had a long week, I had a busy weekend, you know, I just want to relax. And that's what I've been doing, guys. I've stopped trying to override, you know what I'm saying? I've stopped trying to override the tiredness. And I've been saying to myself, and today, even to, well, this morning, because the morning now, I even said to myself, you know, rest is not a reward. You know, rest is not a reward. It is a necessity. Okay. Self-care, all these things are not like a dangling carrot. These are things that are essential to your well-being. And when you realize that, you stop feeling guilty. You stop feeling guilty for sleeping an extra hour. You stop feeling guilty for putting your phone on do not disturb. You stop feeling guilty for a whole bunch of stuff that anybody else out here will try to poo-poo you for. But you gotta put yourself first, you know? Even if you have kids, you gotta put yourself first, because if you're not good, your kids are not good. You know, then your kids get affected. So it's all a chain of command, you see? And so yeah, I had to finally embrace that. I had to get rid of that toxic thought and thinking of, oh, rest is a reward. No, rest is not a reward. Rest is a necessity. And when you feel like sleeping, you sleep. And when you can't sleep, like I can't sleep, and I, you know, took a nap already and I have energy, okay, then you do things around the house. But besides that, you don't beat yourself up about it, is what I'm trying to say. You don't chastise yourself for being tired. You know, you're only one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if you're a CEO and you got 4 kids and you got a husband or whatever you got going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of energy. People are not really realizing that everything about life is energy. Everything to do with life is energy. Energy, your life force and decisions, choices you make. That's what it all revolves around, is your energy. The input, the output. That's what it is, energy. It's all about the energy. You see what I'm saying? So don't feel bad, especially if you're over the age of 25 or you're over the age of 18 and you're tired or you got things going. Do not feel bad about that. You are one person and you cannot please and you cannot do everything. You know, you can only do the best you can. So I love you guys to bits. I'm going to finish off my laundry. I'm actually going to fold it right here with you guys. I'm going to fold it right here. And then guess what? I'm going to go back to sleep and get up at probably around 8 or 7. I always have my alarm clock for 7:30. You know, 6, between 6 and 7:30, but it's only 4:40 now, so I can sleep for like 2 hours, 3 hours, but you know, but do not feel bad about that. Do not feel bad about that. If you're working day in, day out, whether you're raising kids, okay, you're running your own company, whatever you do, do not ever make yourself feel bad for being tired, for wanting more out of life, or whatever it is. Whatever you feel, whatever comes up, let it flow. You know, don't try to block what you're feeling, because if you're trying to block every little discomfort, every little just patch of comfort, you're gonna make yourself sick, you know. And I'm not a crier. I am not a crier, but like I told you guys earlier, I was getting ticked off by something and I genuinely just wanted to cry. And I felt the tears in my eyes, but it didn't fall, because I'm not a crier like that. But, you know, I still let the emotion come up. I didn't try to like squish it down like I normally do. I said, okay, you know, let me give myself some grace. You know, I've been busting my ass all year. You know what I'm saying? Paying bills all year, and we'll be paying more bills next year. I need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why in a way I kind of do feel bad for people that kind of grow up too quickly. I don't know if it's by choice, but some people they be doing things that 40-year-olds and 60-year-olds do at 23, and it's like it's unnecessary. Like, you have all your life to be an adult, to be a grown up, to be, you're not an elder to be a mature adult. Why do you want to rush your life? I don't get it. Now everybody has a different life path. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if you're under 25 and you're listening to me, do not rush your life, because you have the rest of your whole life as being an adult. You're only a child and a teenager for a little bit of time. So there's no need to rush into anything. You are not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on that. You know, when I was a teenager, I was a teenager. I wasn't trying to be no grown up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, I wasn't. You know, I stood in my place, and honestly, I don't care what nobody gotta say, because some people, they have like their own backlog of why they do what they do, you know, and they try to impose it on you. But motherfucker, you can't impose shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you went through that don't mean that I went through that. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I have to do that. So I don't let people get to me like that. Like, they can think what they want to think, but at the end of the day, I know what's best for me. You see what I'm saying? I know what's gonna make me happy. And you gotta get to that point. You gotta get to that point where your peace and your happiness and your health is top level, top priority. And even if you got kids, you got to put yourself first, because like I said, if you don't, your kids will judge you, and your kids will look at you, and they'll make the wrong assumption. Why? Because you haven't put yourself first. And that's why being a parent is so hard, because you are responsible for another life. And so many people downplay that. I don't know why. They downplay marriage, they downplay being a parent. They think it's like they're playing house. I don't know. But I don't downplay those things. Having a child, being me, I don't downplay that kind of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready for that. And I know that. 44 on the dot. I already knew it. I already knew it was probably most likely gonna happen. And it did. And you know what I'm saying? So learn to love the stage that you're in. And this is something that I don't even think that I fully accept it, but I'm leaning into it, you know, honestly. Like, learn to just embrace what stage you're at in life, what age you're at in life, you know, what income you're at in life, because you will get to the next level. You will get there at some point, you know. If you just keep living, you know, if you just keep living, you will hit, you know, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s. You will get there. You don't need to rush to get there. You will get there. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, people just they gotta tap into that frequency. They have to understand, like, there's nothing to rush about, you know? Like, when the timing is meant to be and meant to be there, it will be there. There is no need to rush anything, you know? You gotta show up for something. Okay, you show up. Okay, you gotta clock in, you gotta work. Okay, you work. Like, let me tell you, I have noticed with myself, like, I can get more done when I'm not as wound up in my shoulders, and not as tense, and not as, you know, overwhelmed. I feel like I do more. When I'm more relaxed, I do more, not less. And they've programmed society to think that if they stress more, they'll do more. If they feel more pressured, they'll do more. That's a lie. That is actually a lie. If you're more stressed, excuse me guys, my nose is itchy. If you're more stressed, if you're more pressured, you actually do worse. And if you do more, you're making more mistakes. You're catching attitude. You know, it's so simple, but it's the programming. Like, funny enough, I actually, one of my new friends in my life, like my real life, she's very much into manifestation and just happenstance. Of course, like attracts like, you know, we attract what we are. Catch that. And I didn't even know. And, you know, I found out, and we were, you know, asking each other for different advice, or different thought processes on different questions that we had. And she said exactly what I said, which is when you rush, you make more mistakes. You know what I'm saying? When you try to do all these things that don't align with really your highest good, you get more messed up. And when she said that, when she said that, and I was listening to her, I was like, "Oh my God, we are on the same frequency, and we are so in tune with the truth." Because I said to her, that is a fact. Like when you're more jittery and stressed out, you get worse results, guys. You forget things. That's why you have to meditate in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Or you have to like find a ways to calm yourself down, like pace your breathing, you know? And if you can't breathe in and breathe out, and you're feeling resistance, or you're feeling like blocks and stuff like in your heart, like near your heart, that means you're stressed. So try it. Try breathing in, try breathing out. And if you're having difficulty releasing your breath slowly, that means you're stressed. That means you're stressed. Because when I was overly stressed and I was overworked and I was overly thinking, I could never just do a simple breathing technique. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even do that. And of recent, I've got back into that, and I paced my breath. I invested in some new AirPods, and that really helped too. So I have the noise cancellation. And ever since I got back in that routine, like now I know the state of my health if I can breathe in and breathe out, and it just flows. Versus you're thinking so much and there's so much going on in your mind where you can't even breathe. You're not even breathing properly. This is just deep, man. This is just deep, I'm telling you. Like, that's how you know you're stressed. You know you're stressed when you can't even breathe properly. And that's a dangerous place to be in. So whenever I've got to that point, now I know where I'm at energetically by if I can breathe or not. Like breathe soundfully, if that's the right word I'm using. Like soundfully, like I can either through breathing practices or techniques or meditation, it's an easy in and out, in and out. When I was super stressed before, I couldn't do it. I would have to reset like 6 times. Because why? My mind is running. Why? Because because my body is stressed. That's why. That's the truth. So if you want to know how healthy you are, if you want to know if you're practicing mindfulness, if you want to know if your body is at peace and at a state of ease, do a simple breathing technique. And if you do a simple breathing technique and you cannot breathe, like it doesn't feel clear in your lungs, in your heart, like this area, you're stressed. You're stressed. That's why meditation is so important, guys. That's why meditation is so important. Because then you can figure out if your body is at peace. And you could be watching right now and you're like, I know my body's not at peace because X, Y, and Z. Well, that means your body is tight, is stressed. And that's not a good sign. So I've learned that you have to relax your shoulders, you have to relax your jaw, you have to relax your body. Because if you don't, like recently, it was a meditation practice, and recently I felt all the tension of this is gonna tie. I wasn't even planning to speak on this, but recently I realized that all the tension that I had alongside my back, all on my back, was gone. Was gone, guys. That's how powerful this is. I knew that I felt like that there was like stress, you know? And I just really took some extra time to just like do this in my shoulders, backwards and forwards. And I laid on my side. Then I went to my back, then my side. And I have these my decorative pillows that are like really plushy, so I put it between my legs. I put it on one on my arm, one on my head, and one between my legs. So I had 3 pillows. I mean, well, you know, the smaller pillows, but they came with my bed set, whatever. Pillows are pillows, right? Who cares? And I just really just kept breathing. Just kept breathing, and I kept doing this and then going back and forward. And the more I did it, it was like the amount of cracks, guys, the amount of cracks, not exaggerating, the amount of cracks I was hearing with my arms, my shoulder, my back was like ridiculous. That's because my body was tense. It's because I wasn't letting my body be, you know? And it's probably tied to an overactive mind, or you know, participating in certain things that are not benefiting me or whatever. I don't know, like different things like that. Could have been a lot of different things, but I know that something was off, you know? Something was off. And then once I drew more attention to my back, and I did a meditation and stretches, like stretches for my back and things like that, I would twist this way, twist that way. I would stand up. I would go like this, and I was hearing cracks in places that I haven't heard all year. Like I didn't even know that those places could even crack. So that's why I'm saying mindfulness is so important, because if you're not even aware of the state your body is in, you could be carrying tension and stress and even injuries in places in your body that you are not aware of, because you didn't give your body enough time to breathe. It doesn't have to be days on end. It could be 30 minutes extra in the morning, 10 minutes at night, could be all night, because of course supposed to get at least 6 hours of sleep. So when you're sleeping, you can do this in your bed, right? Or before bed, you can start stretching and things like that to some meditation music or whatever, and just start trying to feel your body out, you know, and let your body just go. And once I did that, like even right now, like just crack, there it is. And my body, for the first time in a long time, I could feel like just the energy just out of my back. My whole back was clear. My whole back felt like things were just totally taken out of it, and my whole back was clear. And I've never felt that before. And it could be because I've cut certain ties, I don't know, but like I've never felt like that before. And so that's how I know that I'm on the right path, is when my body, my mind, everything is in sync, everything is healthy, everything is functioning the way it should function. That's how I know that I'm in a good rhythmic pattern, you know. But when I'm not, when we're not, when our body is not, we have to take heed of that, because it's going in the wrong direction. Something somewhere is going down a path of stress, and you have to kind of stop and catch yourself. You gotta kind of stop and catch yourself, and like reel it back in, you know, and then kind of get recentered. But that's only if you prioritize yourself, right? All those things I just mentioned would never happen if I didn't prioritize myself. You got that? All those things I just talked about would not happen if I did not put myself first. It would not happen. I would have still been in pain. I would have still been unaware of all the cracks and things. I would have been totally unaware. I would have been like, oh well, I've been carrying this all year, so it must be normal. No, it's not normal. No, it's not normal. It's not. It's not. That's why you got to take time for yourself. So anyway, I think I said I touched on a lot of different topics I wanted to touch on for this morning. I love you guys so much. I really do. And I hope that you all have got something from this little chat this morning. It is almost 5 o'clock, happily. And I'm going to now go back to sleep for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and play some beautiful music. I like to listen to Mooji in the morning, Moogi, if you guys have heard of him. But he has great talks, and he has great people that also play music. And one morning I was meditating, and there was like a flute player or whatever. And I just happened to get lucky. I didn't even know there was even gonna be a flute player. And the music was so relaxing, and while he was playing, I was stretching my shoulder, and just all the pain came out of my shoulder just like that. Boom. It was like the energy totally shifted. So music is very powerful as well. When you're meditating, music is very powerful. So I just felt great. I felt so great, and I was like trying to keep that energy, and ever since I've been trying to keep that energy for the whole rest of the week. So those are my tips. Those are the topics I wanted to share with you guys, and what my path, my journey I'm on, and things that I have bubbling right now at the surface for next year, for the end of the year. I have a lot that I'm realizing and that I want to share with you all, and that's something that I really wanted to share. It's like body consciousness and your health, because you know it's just so important. And once you get that in tune, everything else outside in the world tends to not get to you, because you're able to just block it out. You're not even in a negative way, you're just able to just basically fly so high above it you don't even realize it. And that's the best place and state to be in, is when there's all this hoopla, and you're just like calm as a bird. And if I could stay in that state all my life, I would. But that'd just be too damn good if you could do that. But yeah, I love to just feel like that. It's like the best feeling in the world. It really is. So I really hope that you guys can get some of the video. It's over an hour video, guys. There's so much good stuff, so much juicy info in this video. My God, those who listen are so lucky. So yeah, I hope you guys really got something for this video. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye. Have a good day.